So in today's video, I'm going to introduce the topic of journals as to what exactly are journals and how you can publish in journals. So basically, you can think of journals as magazines for researchers. So just like regular people read magazines where they may get information about news or about stories or something like that, scientists and scholars read journals, and these journals are basically a collection of papers. Now, most journals will have a title which will tell you what is the problem where they are basically focused on. For example, if you take Journal of Sound and Vibration, that focuses on basically problems related to sound and vibration, and these problems typically come in the fields of mechanics and so on. Now, if you look at Journal of Mathematical Physics, that also tells you what exactly that journal looks at. You have some journals like Nature or Cell where they tell you broadly what is the problem they look at, but they do not have journals specifically in their name. You also have some journals which are known as transactions. For example, you have the IEEE transactions. Now, basically, journals are published by some bodies. So some journals are published by private companies. So Elsevier, Springer, Sage, Taylor and Francis. You may have heard of some of these names. So these are basically publishers which publish journals. So very frequently these publishers also publish books, monographs and so on. So that's a business model for them. Now there are some journals which are brought out by societies or learned bodies. For example, you have Royal Society, you have IEEE and so on. So again, you have a broad set of bodies which bring out journals. So these are typically where you can submit your paper. Now, most of the time journal submission is free of cost in most journals, but there are some journals which charge money from it, and generally it is not a good thing to submit papers to journals which charge for it, because then you have to first of all pay the money, and then also you have to be very careful about the review standards of that journal, because in some cases they may be just publishing whatever you send them. And then again, that may not be good because the paper should go through a review process, or something which is substandard may get published, and that later can come back to again haunt you. So now if we look at a journal, though it is managed by a publisher, it is run by scientists. So basically there is a person who runs the journal, who is the head or the boss of the journal. So he is known as the editor. And typically below him there are several people who work with him, and these are also scientists or researchers of repute, and together they form a body which basically runs the journal. Now, though when you send a paper to a journal, it doesn't straight away go to these people. It may be reviewed at first by some staff, and this staff typically looks at the fact that if you have followed the journal guidelines carefully in terms of preparation, in terms of referencing and so on. They also do a plagiarism check to see if the journal, if what the paper you have submitted to the journal is not copied or not similar to things which have been published elsewhere. So these are some of the checks which are done by the staff of the journal, and then the paper is basically sent up to the food chain. Now, if we look at a journal, what do we need to submit to a journal? Basically, we need to submit a cover letter, we need to submit the paper in a PDF format, and we need to submit a list of referees. Now, this last requirement is there for some journals, not for all journals, so you need to check whether a list of referees is required. These submissions are typically done on the web page of the journal, so you need to go to the web page of the journal, you need to register yourself there. So you need to get a username and a password, and then you are into the journal system. Now, once again, it's very important at this stage to use the template which is provided by the journal. So most journal web pages will have a template in LaTeX or in terms of Microsoft Word. And if you download this template and use this template to create your paper, you will have much less problems in terms of getting the paper turned down at the first stage because it does not match the journal requirement. So this happens when people just submit something in some free format and the journal basically sends it back saying that you need to put this in a proper format. Now, once your paper has cleared some preliminary checks and goes to the scientists in the field, then basically editor of the journal will decide that to whom he should submit the paper. So again, typically they will send the paper out to 2 or 3 referees, and these referees will be experts in your field. They may take people whose name you have provided, or they may take people who they know are in this field. So again, editor of the journal is typically an authority in this area, and he or she can make a decision as to who are the big experts in the field. Now sometimes what they do is they scan your reference list, and then they see from that reference list if there are any people who have submitted papers to the same journal. So if you are submitting to Journal of Sound and Vibration and your reference list has some papers from the Journal of Sound and Vibration, they may send it to some of those people because they have published a paper in the Journal of Sound and Vibration, and it is part of their duty now to review papers which have been published which seek to be published in that journal. Now once you have submitted the paper and it has gone through the preliminary checks and it is in the system, they will basically give you a paper number which you can use to track the submission. Now this paper number will be there, and you can log into the journal web page and you can check the status of your journal. So if the journal has cleared the paper for the first few steps, then you will find that the paper has been sent out for review. So in case the paper has been sent out for review, what you should do is you should just sit back, relax, and wait patiently. Now because the people who are doing this work, whether it's the referees, whether it's the people managing the journal, they are basically volunteers and they do this work in their free time. So volunteers don't like to be rushed. So again, it takes a long time to get a review back from a journal. So I would say at the best case scenario, it may come back in 2 to 3 months, or in some cases it may take 7-8 months or 1 year or more. So generally what I do is, if I don't get something back by 6 months, then I basically write to them that what exactly is the problem and if they need any more reviewer names or something like that. So again, you should at least give them 6 months, because like I said, these people are all rushed for time, and troubling them may not be best thing as far as your final results are concerned. So these are some of the basic things that I can think of about how to submit a journal paper. And once you submit a journal paper, then basically you have to sit back and wait about when you can hear back from them, and maybe you can start focusing on your next research problem. So that's how basically you go about doing research. So thank you very much for listening to me on this video. So in my next video, I will talk about how exactly to choose the journal where to submit the paper.